You might say, this is a trial close. You might say, help me understand, to what extent did I pick up on the concerns you shared with me? Feel the difference? See where I'm going here? To what extent did I pick up on the concerns you shared with me? That's so far away from the sales crap. I hate the sales crap, okay? In other words, instead of saying, how close am I to doing the business with you, how close would you say, to what extent have I picked up on the concerns you shared? So again, you want to pull it out, use your active listening, summarize it, and say, let me share with you what I believe I can do to pick up on the concern. Now, this is where you could use your testimonial letters. You could say, I was fortunate to get a testimonial letter from such and such VP of Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whoa, you got a letter from Enterprise. See what I'm subtly push on the back of the car. And I was fortunate that this is what he said about me regarding the issue we talked about. So even Sylvia, even you can say, you know, the letter I got from the wealth advisory people address what you share with me, the relationship-based donor is crucial. People have to believe that the exigency of giving is going to make an impact, and they have to know they're valued. Now, you can pull that out, right? Let me share with you a letter I got from such and such wealth advisory that talked about my focus on needs and responding on a timely basis. And again, it's a subtle way to push on the back of the car. You know, and then you can say, well, it just so happened I've got this letter with me. Subtle, subtle, it's on their letterhead. Now, you never tell anybody that you wrote it. Go to your grave with that. Because here's the drill. When they sign it, man, it's theirs. Gold. Gold, Jerry. Gold, you know. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes.
You're saying that this is something we do at the beginning of the interview before they start asking us questions.
No, I would say pace it. You got to get a feel for it. You might say, even in the cover letter. I didn't mention this, but in the cover letter, you might say, if I'm fortunate enough to get an interview, I'd like to ask this question and put it on there. Whoa. It's subtle, a little saying, this is somebody I need to talk with. Now, when you get the interview, you might say, I want to follow up on the email that I sent you about asking that question. Would it be okay if I asked that, and what time would work for you?
Well, usually their first question is, tell me a little bit about yourself.
And they might,
so
yeah.
how do you go
You're
from
not going to
that
say,
question
all right,
to
you
what
know,
you're saying?
let's not go, I wouldn't say, let's not do it that way. Let's do it my way. I wouldn't do that. But I would tell me, you know, I would respond a little bit, and then I would say, would it be okay if I follow up on the question that I submitted on? Yeah, that'd be great. But you can't lead the dance. You know, you got to let them, you got to follow their game plan. But again, if you put that question in the intro letter, you could be planting the seed of, wow, this is going to be different interaction. It's not going to be merely a transaction. It's going to be more like an interaction. Other questions? Yeah.
I have a question based on what was done earlier with this lady, young lady over here. What about using proper, I guess we call keywords in the industry during your interview or talk? And I want to give you an example based on what was going on up there.
Yeah.
Basically, from my experience working in social work, if you were to use the phrase disabled children, and I'm interviewing for that particular position, in most cases that interview is done.
Yeah, well, of course you can see where
because of the way the PC.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right.
And it's that way across the board in a lot of it. I'm just using that
right.
because I'm familiar with that industry.
Yes.
But if you're selling a car or whatever it is, there's certain things you do or don't do in some situations.
I would agree with